Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Formula One World Championship with Ferrari. We have 4 races remaining this season. Portugal in place of Brazil, and then of course Qatar, Las Vegas, or Las Vegas and Qatar, and Abu Dhabi in that particular order. Charles Leclerc is closing in on Fernando Alonso in second in the driver's standings, but Max Verstappen looks likely to win the title again for the second year in a row and 5th total. We're 6 points behind Lance Stroll, but he's pulling away from me. Lance is also closing in, along with myself, on Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez, as our results have been better than theirs of late, apart from the Mexican Grand Prix, which really didn't go according to plan. But that's the only blot on the copybook, really, since we turned mechanical DNFs off after Hungary. So Portugal is a track I've not driven at all on this game. I don't think even maybe with an F2 car for Creator Series have I driven Portugal on F124, so this is going to be a real unknown. But it's a track that on 23 I loved driving, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to enjoy it once more. Of course, the regulation changes came into effect, or at least we were informed of them in the last episode, so any resource points we get between now and the end of the season will be spent on protecting the car for next year. Charles can improve the car elsewhere if he so wishes, but the DRS activations should be fixed, or should be upgraded for the next race after this, and then fingers crossed we can concentrate on making sure the powertrain is good enough for next year. I'm going to go and sort my specialists out to make sure we get the best possible bonuses. It's a fully dry race, but as you can see from the little picture there, it is not a fully dry qualifying session, or even any dry in the qualifying session whatsoever. It is going to be damp. It's going to be soggy, but that's fine. Driver market rumours are whispered at the moment, and with apparently Aston Martin struggling to meet their targets, or someone at Aston Martin struggling to meet their targets, which is intriguing. We are leaning probably more to staying at Ferrari now than we were earlier in the season, but still don't know. You guys will probably have a vote to decide upon what our future looks like when we get to the end of the season, and how these last 4 Grand Prix go could very well dictate what our decision is. I'm going to go to practice, and then I'll see you in a very wet qualifying before we go vroom vroom for 66 laps. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying. Really appreciate all the support on the channel recently. Thank you for your patience in waiting whilst I was away on holiday for a week, but we're back now. FC25 player career mode just around the corner as well, actually, but F1 and FM still coming to you, of course, and now Portugal. Tyre wear is supposedly very good, as per the race strategy programme. Pace is not great here around Portugal, apparently, but hopefully as time progresses, I'll just get better and better. I've not played the game for about 10 days as I've been away and not driven Portugal at all on F124, so as I get more laps in, I should hopefully improve. It is not necessarily going to help having a fully wet qualifying session, but we'll do what we can. I'm going to put the fresher engine parts in now so that we can hopefully be as competitive as possible for the actual Grand Prix itself. I won't put fresh energy store in yet, but we will probably end up doing so if we find ourselves nowhere near it with our qualifying pace. So there might well be some grid pens coming, but we might save those until Las Vegas, where I think we're going to be much quicker. So we'll wait and see. But tyres last forever around here. Softs are 40 laps, medium 72, and the hards are 101 laps. It says, though, that the softs are quicker than the inters right now, which is peculiar. Everyone is going out on the intermediate tyre. I will do the same and then ask about the weather, but the Delta here is saying that the softs are actually quicker than the inters, so it might not actually be a fully intermediate session. Ferrari telling me that the softs are quicker. But Ferrari told me the mediums to go to the mediums in Mexico, didn't they, when it was still fucking wet, so I'm not sure how much I trust them at the moment. That puts me P6. P6 on a fresh set of inters. But the rears are getting very hot. It's just, I'm spinning up my rears a lot, I think. Plus, it's like borderline as to what's faster, dry. I mean, it's saying that Dry tyres are even quicker than they were previously. But no one's going out on softs. It's so strange. I might as well... I feel like we're probably going to get... Are we going to get through with the 23.5? How much we got in the pocket there? A second. I don't see that. I don't see them going a second quicker. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to try soft set with my final run because the game is telling me that it's quicker. Ignore and go to track.
Okay, that's all the checks complete.
All I can do is go off the data, and the data is saying that soft is quicker, so I might as well give it a go. I bet it's not, though. It's going to be Mexico all over again. Insert meme. I mean, barely anyone's gone out again. There's only 7 drivers gone out again. I'm just curious to see what happens. I'm pretty sure this is going to be pointless. Oh, Zhou Guanyu just went fastest. Bloody hell. We'll return to the garage, but certainly it would have been the right thing to do to go out on a fresh set of inters. Ocon and Zhou Guanyu going very, very, very quick. There might be some shock eliminations there from qualifying. 2 Mercedes went out again, so they are through. We dropped to 12th because well. Oh, there are shock exits. Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez in both Red Bulls. Most of the field elected to not go again. Terrible, terrible, terrible mistake. Wow. Well, Max Verstappen's championship still then hangs in the balance, or at least his potential to win the championship today is waylaid. Checo is going to be starting right at the very back. And Lance Stroll, who's been marching on up the driver standings, is going to be starting in P16. Well, this is going to be a very intriguing qualifying session then for the remainder of the Saturday action.
You're lapping slower than Charles. Charles is faster.
Thanks, mate. And that's a purple middle sector.
Push down to P12.
It's like, it's so on the cusp. This is so odd. It's the strangest qualifying session I think I've ever been a part of. In Q1 it said that the softs were faster, but then when you went out on them, they weren't. And now, TRS is active, and it's saying that the softs are going to be quicker, but the inters are. I don't know what's going on, lads. So I've just gone and done a lap on inters, and I'm P2. There is enough time to go again, but everyone's out on softs again. I'm comfortable with that lap time. I've no idea what... This is so strange. Well, let's see. Yeah, people are putting lap times in that are significantly slower. So when you had to be on inters, so when you had to be on softs, everyone was on inters, and then when you had to be on inters, everyone was on softs. Well, we're through to Q3 then. K-Mag is out in the Haas as well, which is a surprise. because that Haas is a monster of a car. Q3 coming, and Christ knows what's happening now. Sorry? Dries? Sorry? Inters? Minecraft square wheels? Who knows? Everyone's gone out on softs. We're the only ones on inters again. This is so unfamiliar. Never have conditions been so on the cusp of what is and isn't dry or wet. We're not going to be anywhere near pole, but we might be able to get into the top 4 or 5 with this. It's a 21.8. I think that's 4th. 7th. All right. It's not 4th, but I'll take 7th given what our qualifying has been like recently. It's still, I think, our best qualifying session of recent times. It wasn't a great lap. Oh, they went significantly faster. Those that did the extra lap went a lot quicker. Look. Fernando, even Pierre Gasly in the Alpine did a 21.4. I'll take P7, and I think it's probably safe to say we will not be taking those grid penalties here, because that's a good starting position. Well, in theory, we know what the grid is going to look like, don't we? But I'll be intrigued to see if anyone takes any penalties, and if we're starting any higher than 7th. Charles P2, then it was Pierre P3, wasn't it? And it still is. Then Hamilton and Russell. Hamilton, Sainz and Russell, sorry. So yes, I'm starting P7 then. No penalties further in front of us, but Lando behind. Basically, all of my championship rivals at present are behind me. With Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll,
Tsunoda,
and Oscar Piastri behind me. Teo and Ricciardo take pens, so Perez starts slightly higher, but that was the strangest qualifying session I've been a part of for a long time. You reckon soft, medium? I would be leaning to going medium, soft, you know. But the soft tyre is probably so much faster than the medium that I don't know whether it'd be worth doing. We could go soft, medium, soft, perhaps. That might be worth doing. Let's edit this strategy then. Go soft, medium, soft. And see what that does. Well, 20, 26, 20 is apparently the quickest way to do it. So let me now edit the personalised one so that you actually get the right thing, Ches. 20 medium, I mean, soft, medium, soft then, I think. Because then we'll be faster at the end. And we've all got soft tyres to use. Fuel-wise, it's recommending 6 laps of extra fuel. We'll put 5 laps of extra, we'll put 102 kilos in. 4.6 laps worth of extra fuel and hope that we don't have to save any. But starting P7, we're in a really good spot here, I think. For, well, I don't know what my race pace is like, but we will aim for the podium, right? I think we have to from here. Right, not bad parking, not bad.
Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
We're going to be on the outside for turn 1.
Keep an eye on the lights.
Might be the better position, actually. Need a good start, though, really. Haven't really gotten. Neither did Lando behind. He's been jumped by K-Mag and Nico Hulkenberg. I'd say outside for 1 is going to be the better spot. Lewis got a poor start on his mediums.
Reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold,
switch back on Esteban to try and hold position, which we're not unfortunately going to be able to do. It's fine. Started 7th, running 8th. It's okay. Drive up the inside of Esteban here because I've got such confidence on the brakes into that hairpin. Always have done at Portugal on any F1 game. And now Lewis on mediums is going to be vulnerable in the early stages, but then his tyres will come into their own a little bit later in the race. I'll be curious to know what strategy is on. He might medium hard 1 stop, but I don't imagine that's a very quick way to get to the end. I'll ask, but Oh, okay. Maybe we need to finish the first lap then before they'll tell me. His tyres on 0 laps old. I will be able to box significantly earlier than initially planned on the softs for the mediums for the first time.
Start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
So we'll be boxing significantly earlier than
You can use it when you're within 1 second of the
lap
car
20, I'm pretty sure. Judging by the opening lap's pace, though, don't know. As in race conditions, we're going to have the pace we crave to challenge those in front. Fernando Alonso is disappearing out in front in P1. He's well and truly gone. Gasly's made it up to P2 and he's holding everybody else up, which is really helpful for me. Because if I'm not quite on it pace-wise, I'm going to need them to be still within touching distance so that my undercut can work. So the longer Gasly holds on, the better. But with DRS now active, surely you feel down the main straight, he's going to be super vulnerable. Hoping to not really come under much pressure from behind from Esteban Ocon or Nico Hulkenberg. But Lewis is going to have no DRS here. But those front five on their soft tyres are just faster than me. There's just no other way to put it. They are just faster than me. And yet the Haas of Carlos Sainz is past Pierre Gasly in that first DRS zone, as expected. Fernando Alonso at the minute, it's his race to lose already after just 2 laps. Let's find out what strategy Lewis is genuinely on here.
Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Okay, we think they've got.
Okay, so he's 2 stopping as well, so he might be medium soft softing. He'd be the only driver doing that.
19.3. We're gaining by around 0.2 per lap. Keep going.
Everyone else, I believe, is going to be soft mediuming, other than ourselves, obviously, that are going to soft, medium, soft. You can see how we're able to stick with Lewis, but those others in front are now 2.5 seconds down the road.
We've got a lot of spare
Shows,
energy.
unfortunately,
Okay to use your
how it
overtake
seems we are uncompetitive when on an equal footing with the other drivers. I will use ERS and DRS to take Lewis here. He's going to go defensive. I'm going to go around the outside into one.
Good
And then we'll
job.
take
Nice
Lewis Hamilton.
overtake.
Right. The only way I catch those in front now is if they squabble, and I don't do that. Gasly's definitely a car that we could anticipate overtaking between now and the end. So there's still definitely a top 5 on the cards here, but we're going to have to drive exceptionally well. Says he goes wide, and hope that the undercut is as powerful as we wish that it will be. Not sure at the minute. I had such confidence heading into this race just because I loved the track, and we qualified quite well, albeit it was a really strange qualifying session, that we could really achieve something quite special here in Portimao. That hope is waning away at present as the gaps in front just grow and grow and grow and grow. I'm now the head of the train. Was Lewis that was the head of the train. I might be able to defend though here. With just my battery, I should be able to hold on to the position I've got until my tyres start to go off. My tyre wear was supposedly better than everyone else's, or than the expected, should I say, by about 10 to 15%. That won't really show itself on the softs, but on the mediums that could really work to our advantage. Lewis is having a look, but again, I'm really confident on the brakes into that hairpin, so I feel like I can hold the position provided he's not entirely alongside me. But you can see the gaps in front already at 3 plus nearly 4 to Gasly, so there's no hope of a podium here without safety cars or DNFs, I don't think. But a top 5 ahead of Gasly is definitely my aim right now. Lewis is really alongside me now, but we've got the inside line, so he'll back out of it. Come out the curb, but we get away with it. Gaps in front still growing. If Gasly falls off the back of Russell, I think like we feel like I could catch Gasly. But at the minute, George is carrying him along. Charles Leclerc, currently running P3, is starting to open up a gap now on this, trying to stick with Fernando Alonso as he gets away. Alonso and Carlos Sainz have been 2 front runners for a long time now in the latter stages of this second season. Still relatively comfortable behind, even though Lewis challenges down the second DRS section. Still very comfortably able to keep him behind over the course of the full lap, so I've got no concerns at the minute with losing any positions pre-pit stop until at least perhaps our tyres start to go off, but at the minute they're fine. Probably going to look to box on lap 16 or 17 to take advantage of as big an undercut as I can possibly get on the medium tyre. And then we'll look to take those medium tyres 30 laps or so, probably. From like lap 16 to lap 46, to then do a similarly lengthed soft stint as planned rather than as actioned at the beginning towards the end of the race. 4.6 now to Gasly. Be careful there. A little bit of rear wheel action as we came off the curb, but we deal with it. 5 seconds now to Gasly, annoyingly, as it cost me some time, but he really is falling off the back of George now, but the DRS is just keeping him in touch. George, if he can gap Pierre in the right parts of the track, then he'll be very comfortable. I'm not really holding anyone up here, though. Lewis, over the course of a full lap, probably is faster, but because I'm able to defend as well as we are in the right places, we're absolutely fine at the moment. Pleased with how it's going so far.
Information on Ocon. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
That's good news for us. Ocon's going to drop off the back of Lewis here then. Probably going to get absolutely melted down the straight now by Hülkenberg and then the McLaren behind. But that's going to be Ocon dropping like a stone now for the rest of this first stint. You hope for his sake that the mechanical issue can be fixed, but you fear that it won't be. Still comfortable enough with Lewis behind, and now, if Lewis doesn't battle me too hard,
6.2 seconds.
We might have the opportunity to gap Nico. If Nico falls out of DRS range to Lewis, then I can drag Lewis along and we can become a bit safer behind as well and not be the head of a long train. Myself and Lewis can get away a little bit. In a minute, Nico is outside of DRS range and Ocon's holding up everyone else anyway, as you can see through this middle sector of the lap on the mini-map.
Take button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
So Ocon's issue is effectively costing everybody behind him the chance of a significantly better finish. Thank you, Esteban. I know Kick Sauber use Ferrari engines, but you didn't quite need to take it for the team in quite such a fashion. He's basically held everyone up for a whole half lap. The gap is huge now back there from Hülkenberg to Ocon. Both McLarens in that patch. They've got both Red Bulls behind us as well, of course, and Lance Stroll. Trying to gain on Perez and Lewis Hamilton in the championship. And Lance Stroll now, as a matter of fact, too. Pull away from Oscar Piastri. Lewis Hamilton's going to look to pull away from me sooner rather than later. His tyres start to go. 21% on the softs now, but Lewis still tucking in behind. I want to make sure that we don't let Nico and co back in to DRS range, or Nico at least, and McLaren is probably going to close up rather quickly. I'd be half tempted to let Lewis go and let Lewis drag me with DRS rather than the other way around. But we need to make sure that there's enough of a gap back to Nico that by having Lewis go through, we don't just drop too far back and then Nico's back involved again. It's on the cusp. In fact, Nico might be back within DRS range now anyway. We are contemplating about stopping in about 3 or 4 laps time anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. Gasly's still getting dragged along by George Russell, but the two of them are significantly back off the front 3. At the minute, still aiming for that P5. Lewis is through. Not really much I could do there on that particular straight. It's just a simple move. Move was halfway through getting done as we unpaused it. And Lewis just made sure. Now my job is to stick with him. Stroll is up to P8 now. Lance is on a mission here in Portugal. Started very low down, but geez, he's flying. Probably going to box 17, I think, for medium tyres. Do one more lap. Although I could probably box this lap and get away with it. Not quite going to be in DRS range of Lewis, unfortunately. If we were, I'd definitely do another lap, but we're definitely not going to be, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to box this lap.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
I don't want to give Stroll much of a boost. So we're in then for a 4-lap undercut. At least a 4-lap undercut on those that will be going soft. Please, Ferrari.
We had an issue attaching
Of
the
course
right
you
rear
did.
wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us now.
So done with Ferrari. Pit stops are dead. Car dead. Always Ferrari screwing me. Bloody hell, man.
Up to speed now. Let's
Right,
get some
game
heat
on.
into those tyres.
Now's where we need to really try and make some time on fresh medium tyres on those really worn soft runners, sorry. Ocon was right behind us earlier in the race when we were P6 and he was P8, but you can see that he's dropped right to the back with that mechanical issue for him.
Use overtake
Now then.
now. Come on, push hard.
We should be gaining on everyone for the remainder of their stints, I hope. And fingers crossed, quite considerably so as well. Really want to make this undercut work as best we can. Russell's in the pits on 20, and a few more are as well. Alonso. Sainz, my teammate, continues on and he's now... Oh no, actually, is it Alonso and Sainz? Not sure, actually. Was it Alonso and Sainz? No, Alonso and Sainz continuing on. So it's Stroll and co are in the box at the minute then. George, K-Mag, Nico, Stroll, Lando's in as well as Alex Albon and Max Verstappen. They're all going to go soft. And then they'll be much faster in this middle stint than we'll be on our mediums. But I'm hoping that we'll be significantly fast enough in the final stint that that'll be fine. Going to come out with Stroll and K-Mag here. It's going to be awkward on around the outside of Kevin, but trying our best to get some sort of move done. This would come out in someone's DRS, although you get the feeling that Lance Stroll is probably just going to bugger off now on fresh soft tyres. But some DRS is better than the no DRS we were previously getting. Gap to Nico now 6 seconds, so that's effectively what we've earned with the undercut, because Nico was right behind us, wasn't he, previously?
For his stop now.
And hopefully, in the final stint, we can earn the time back that we'll lose by running on medium tyres now, and more so when the car is lighter on fuel and quicker on softs than we would have been if we were on the mediums. We'll wait and see. So back up as far as P9 after the first round of pit stops. With Lewis yet to make his first stop. He'll come out behind us as well. He will then be softing to the end. Kevin is gone. There's no chance of sticking with the Haas on fresh softs. Just not something that you usually say when you're in a Ferrari, but such is the nature of this career mode right now. Lewis in the box now for his first of two. Looks like he's going medium. He is going medium. Oh! Now that's unexpected. We might be able to do medium ourselves, but I don't know whether that's the quickest way to the end or not. I didn't expect that. Lewis, medium softing. So if we boxed on 16, that means we'd have to do two 25-lap stints on two sets of medium tyres, meaning we'd box on lap 41. We'll see what our pace is like and what the gaps are like about lap 41, and maybe Lewis might have the right idea there, and two sets of mediums might, in a race pace scenario rather than just on paper pre-race, be a faster way to get to the end. Here is going to give us that sweet DRS. That's huge. Gasly's come out of the box on his one stop right in front of us. This is 3 lap time now. We weren't expecting to get any sort of DRS between now and our next pit stop. So hopefully, if we can, and it is an if at the moment, we can stick with Pierre. We can utilise the pace of a fresh medium tyre that he's got on, even though we are not running a fresh medium tyre. Hello, Lewis. How are you? Gasly is starting to gap now that his tyres are up to temperature. It might not be as easily done as we hoped. No, he's gone. Okay, fair enough. Lewis is now all over the back of us. He boxed a few laps after us. He's got... When did he box? We boxed 16. He boxed... Where did Lewis Hamilton pit? 24, so his tyres are 8 laps fresher than ours at the moment. So he's got a significant tyre advantage on us. Not going to be able to stick with Gasly, annoyingly, but it was 3 lap time for a lap, at least. We probably stand a better chance of sticking to the back of Lewis. Piastri is coming in his McLaren right now on those soft tyres, bringing with him an Alpine and 2 Red Bull as well. I don't know whether, at the minute, it's a case of do we stop earlier than planned, get onto our another set of medium tyres and try and do the same stint as everyone else, but that would mean that we'd lost the ability to run a stint on a set of softs. Way too soon again. I keep doing that. Okay, so Piastri and co are now with us. It's Piastri, Hulkenberg, and then the 2 Red Bull that are going to be going on to medium tyres soonish. So at the moment, I don't know whether to go to a second set of mediums about the same time that they do and try and just keep pace with them and be in front of them, or run longer as our current strategy would have us doing, but then we'd have to make that time back again on soft tyres and make overtakes. Lewis is getting held up again by us here, which is ruining his race. Kevin is still gapping. K-Mag is still pulling away. Here comes Lewis.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Kevin on soft tyres is still pulling. So those soft tyres really do go very, very well pace-wise. When did Gasly box off his softs for that one stop? Lap 20. They did 28 laps on a set of softs. So in theory, I could stop now and go onto a set of softs and make it to the end. But Christ knows what sort of lap times I would be putting in. We were doing, when we stopped, late 19s. And Gasly, when he stopped, was doing early 20s. But that's still not bad. Comparatively. We've got a really, really big decision to make here in terms of what strategy to go for. Because if we stop basically any time now onwards, we have the choice of either tyre. We either stop. Lance Stroll's out, that's huge.
Yellow flag.
That's a position, I think.
Someone's come off ahead.
It is indeed.
Yellow flag ahead.
Lance retires. No VSC or safety car, but Lance is out.
Green flag.
That's huge for the championship for ourselves. And actually for the constructors with Aston Martin as well, I think. So I need to make sure that I get as strong a finish as possible here. And give Charles all the support I can, and Ferrari all the support I can for the Constructors' Championship. These guys on softs behind have still got a little way to go. I could go to mediums now and look to undercut again. But I don't know whether I'd actually... It's like quali. Quali was on the cusp between what was faster, softs or inters. And now we're on the cusp of what's quicker to the end, softs or mediums. And if either is more favourable than the other, what lap do you stop for that set of tyres? I really don't know. Complete mystery here in Portugal. Feels like a mystery Grand Prix from Creator Series more so than anything else. Because there's been so many unknowns all weekend long. I think I'm still leaning going to the softs. About lap 44, maybe, and extend that soft stint a bit more. Maybe I should have pushed to lap 18 on the softs in the first stint rather than 16. I don't know, these mediums are starting to not be that happy with me at the back now, certainly on the left-hand side. The right-handed corners and traction zones are challenging, shall we say. But everyone in front of me is pulling away again now. Oh God, I don't know what time. I'm probably going to have to discuss this with live chat because they're going to help me come to a conclusion here, because I cannot make the decision on my own, I don't think. Soft runners that are going to mediums are starting their stops now. Charles is in. Of the front few, he's the only one doing a second stop, actually. So he's going to be lightning fast on most everybody else, but it's a question of whether he can or cannot close the gap. And it is a big gap. Charles still in third. Russell's in the box. K-Mag's in the box. So they are all going to those those final sets now. Charles got a big gap to close, but he does have quite a significant tyre advantage. Don't write Charles Leclerc off for a win here, potentially. We believe, after discussions with chat, that we will stop on lap 44 for a set of new softs. That's the current plan, which was plan A. Hello, Oscar. How are you, mate? Piastri passed me. Expecting Piastri in here, and he is boxing. Take the free DRS. Now they're going to undercut me, but they're going to be on mediums. We're going to stop in 2 laps time for softs. So that will minimise their undercut. And then we just have to hope that our tyres are fast enough to help us get away. And they don't just hang on to the back of my DRS and then inevitably overtake me when my softs go off and their mediums become the better tyre.
0.7 seconds.
We'll stop 44 for a set of softs. And quite frankly, just see what the hell happens. Lewis in front of us also still has another stop to make. Which is also for a soft set of tyres. So I'm hoping he doesn't box for a couple more laps. We box on 44, he might box 46-ish. And we can close that gap that we currently have to him with the soft undercut. And then again, it'll be myself and Lewis to the end of the race. Maybe. I don't know. We're on for a half-decent points haul, though, I hope. Might not be enough to overtake Lance Stroll. But it should be something decent.
Okay to use your overtake button.
More than 1 or 2, hopefully, anyway.
Get the targets for now. We've got to focus
In
on
one
the
more time. Hopefully this time, no slow stop. I wonder how much time over the course of the full season
Okay, mate,
I've actually lost because of
That was a
slow pit
fantastic
stops.
stop.
I imagine
Faster
it's
than we were expecting.
quite substantial, actually. Going to be coming out behind Piastri, I think, here, with overtakes to make, which was the expectation.
No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
That's what we're going to have to do. Overtakes need to be made to get us back into the points and as high in the points as we possibly can be. Fastest lap of the race from me right now.
Fastest lap of the race.
Expect Lewis to take that at the end of the race, though. On the inside of Piastri. P11, still not in the points yet. Need to get past Hulkenberg and Perez. To put himself in a really strong position to then hopefully try and close on Max as well. Lewis is getting dragged along at the moment. Actually, that might be Russell. Not sure which Mercedes is in front of the other. Yeah, Lewis is P5 at the minute, so Russell's getting dragged along by Kevin. Lewis is further down the road, but we should hopefully be closing the gap that we'd lost to him now with these fresh soft tyres, as long as we don't lose too much race time getting through these cars in front. Aiming for at least a P8, if not more, if we can. Try and get Nico here as well. Holy moly! That was nearly 3 wide and an airplane crash. Nico went one way, then swung back the other. Nearly turned into me as I was going to go the other side. That was scary. And this is us now losing the race time that we couldn't really afford to lose.
Hulkenberg just ahead. Push, push. They're holding us up now, so let's
Yeah, he is.
get past as soon as possible. and
Quite
get on with our
considerably.
race. Push,
I'm
push.
trying. 4% on the left-hand tyres after 3.5 laps. Soft tyres are going to be quite worn at the end, or very worn at the end, so I'm going to have to make sure we get as much distance on these guys as we possibly can. Oh, Nico, you're holding me up so badly. Get out of the way! Right, Checo should be pretty straightforward. Hopefully. ERS, DRS. Job done. Now, whoa, the question is,
Maneuver. You made it look so easy.
do these soft tyres and me as a driver have enough to go and catch Max Verstappen? I'd probably say no at the moment, based on the fact that Checo's all over me with DRS. I'll try and drop him through the course of the rest of the lap, but I have a feeling I might just be the head of a train for a little while. It's going to be difficult to drop out of a second's gap behind, and the gap to Max is back up to 5 seconds throughout the course of the lap. I think P8 is going to be as far as we get. Do still have Lewis yet to make one more stop, I think, unless he's made it, which I think he has actually. He's behind us. Lewis has made his stop. He's in this train behind me. So P8 is as high as we're going to get, I think. Now we've just got to fight tooth and nail to hang on to it for the next 16 laps. Easier said than done, one believes. Yellow flag in front. I think there might be another retirement. It's either Russell. I think it's Russell. It is. It's George Russell. It's another free position. He and Lance Stroll. Whoa. Retiring from the race. That free position has just been given straight back to Sergio Perez, but he's then run wide. There's George on the right-hand side. Thank you, George. P7 then, running where we started. Gap to Max is growing. We are not going to finish any higher than where we are. And I've got 4 cars behind me, itching to take this P7 away from me, and then an 8, and then a 9, and then a 10. We could finish P7. We could finish outside the points. Checo's going for it up the inside. Got a better exit. It's the closest he's come to an overtake. It's been all aboard the Chesnoid Express, really. Past few laps. Not much has happened, to be fair. Hülkenberg is keeping Piastri and Hamilton behind. I'm keeping Perez behind, and it's just kind of been status quo for ages, what feels like. It's been a real grind, this Grand Prix. A tactical mystery. And then when we have been on track, not thinking about what we're going to do with stops and tyre compounds, we've been having to drive our heart out to either try and maintain a gap, hold a gap, close a gap, build a gap, stay in position, gain a position. It's been relentless. 4 laps to go between us and a P7 finish. So as we start the final lap, in a moment it's do or die. Checo is very close to me here. I have to use a lot of battery to try and stay ahead. 1 lap to go. Imagine they're going to use all their ERS down to the final last spark on this final lap. It was one last assault from those behind to try and get through. Fernando Alonso wins the Grand Prix. Congratulations to him and Aston Martin. That is annoying for us, for the constructors, but Fernando deserved it. He disappeared at the start, bossed the race, controlled the pace, and brought it home. The whole weekend has been just so strange. Proper mystery weekend in terms of strategy and what tyres to be on and when to stop and what for and how much fuel to put in the car. In the end, we could have put less fuel in. We've still got well over a lap left. Lap's worth of extra fuel left as we close this final lap. Checo still waiting for any sort of mistake to pounce, to earn himself an extra couple of World Championship points. It's going to be 6 for us. 1, 10, 2, 9, 4, 8 and 6 points for P7. We'll gladly take them. We started 7th, we finished 7th. I was hoping to make more progress forward, but I think the indifferent qualifying session led to perhaps slightly inflated expectations when really we didn't have as much pace as we hoped we would do here at this circuit. But 6 points is 6 points more than Russell and 6 points more than Stroll as they retired. We finished ahead of Piastri and Perez as we're trying to close in on them in the World Championship as well. As a team, we get 21. As a team, Aston Martin get 25, frustratingly. Max's lead in the championship is cut to less than 60. With 75 points available, it is more than likely that Max Verstappen will win the championship, but Fernando Alonso is giving it his best shot. Charles can't finish any higher than second. We currently now are level on points with Lance Stroll, 8 points clear of Piastri, 5 points behind Lewis Hamilton, who we finished ahead of as well, and 25 points behind Sergio Perez, who is going to be beatable. Aston Martin now 35 points ahead of us in the Constructors. I think that's gone, but P3 is still decent for Ferrari considering the state of the car and our season. I'm going to go and just make sure I get a thumbnail from the replay, and I'll see you back at headquarters. Lewis Hamilton is now apparently my championship rival, as we might have been able to get past Lance Stroll. 5 points behind him. Increased points to 146 to win, apparently. 146 points is certainly achievable with 3 Grand Prix to go. I don't think we'll get any higher than 82 rated by the end of the season, but we'll give it a go. 37% still my recognition compared to Charles. Still can't seem to get myself that level 3 strategy analyst for the extra resource points, can I? But trying my best. We've got some resource points to help protect the car for next season. I think it's right to protect the car rather than improve elsewhere on the car.
It seems as if you have a new rival.
This
is the perfect opportunity to show the world why you belong in this sport.
Looks like Perez is in a tough spot currently. They're behind on performance, and there must be talks of them moving on. It's been leaked in the paddock. Their rumours are starting. Oh, Perez might be leaving Red Bull. My ratings rival is Yuki Tsunoda at the minute, but I'm not going to overtake him, I don't think. Lewis, we certainly could. The front wing passed. The DRS activation mechanism also passes. Fantastic. Get our resource points. It's Las Vegas next. I'm almost certain that I'm going to take the... Oh, Charles is up. He's protecting. Good. Thank you, Charles. That's excellent. We'll adapt that part as well. That's all of the fuel efficiency stuff done. All right. We might even have the opportunity to upgrade the car yet further before the end of the season, with Leclerc hopefully going to do one or both of these. We should be able to raise enough resource points before the end of the season to do some front downforce or some rear downforce as well. It's opening up now for us developmentally as well, isn't it? I still need more recognition, but more is opening up. So at the minute, I'm still leaning towards staying at Ferrari, I think. Wait and see how things pan out in the final few races, but Haas have got a march on everyone at the minute, as you can see in the performance index there. But it's just this year more than ever, it hasn't looked on track as it looks in the R&D. It's less reflective of actual results than we've seen in previous games. So we will head to Las Vegas, where we're very much presuming it's going to be dry in the Nevada desert. I am absolutely, regardless of where we qualify, going to take the grid pens for control electronics and for fully dry as expected. And for the, I want this one, for the energy store as well. The extra battery would really have come in handy in that last race. I didn't need it ultimately, but we would have certainly needed it if Perez had been a bit more aggressive. I'm definitely going to need the extra battery for Las Vegas and Qatar and Abu Dhabi. So we will take the grid pens on the chin, whatever they are, for the next round of the championship. And quite frankly, hopefully, we've got enough in the locker to get ourselves an extra couple of places in the World Championship tables. That's the aim. I believe that we can get Sergio Perez. It's going to be very, very tough, but I think he's catchable. Genuinely, with 3 rounds to go, I think we can do it. I think we could do it. I'm hoping to be strong in Las Vegas. It's a track that I hated when I first drove it, and actually I really love it now. And with the power unit as strong as it is for Ferrari, it might be more like a Spa than anything else. So I'm hoping to be strong. Charles should be favourite for the win in Las Vegas. That's going to be all for this episode, though. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. And I will see you, hopefully, in the next one very soon. Bye-bye.